Good evening from Lawrence, Kansas, the Orad Hotel. UConn 61, Kansas 56. The UConn Huskies have done the decent thing. They've come to Lawrence and gotten one of the best regular season wins in program history. Just a tremendous second half performance. To give you a little flavor, sorry about the delay. We had to walk across campus. Around the table, we have Jaden Daly, we have Jake Fenner, we have Mallory. Hotballs is here. He's charging his phone. Vicky, we got Penfield, Postradamus. Oh, boy, that's a story we'll have for folks coming. Allison, we got a lot of people. And we have beer. And that will very much come into play this evening. I'm just waiting for Hotballs to get his phone here. Just an incredible second half performance by the Huskies to turn that thing around. Just everybody really chipping in. The Huskies were led by two freshmen who were sensational. Eric Ryba in a really tough spot tonight. 12 points, 8 rebounds without Terrace available. He was sensational defensively. And also the Braylon Mullins coming out party. He was incredible. 23 minutes, 17 points, 3 of 9 from 3. And it was two kids that really...
Are we intimately connected?
Did you request it?
No, I'm not even in the space. I just turned my mic on.
You're not in the space.
I'm inside of you right now. I'm live and on the air. I'm inside of Hurley Mania.
All right.
I'm in his head. I'm like Vecna.
While I wait for this, I'm going to bring in a man because it's extremely late back home. I'm very aware of that. I appreciate it.
So I'm Bluetoothing into your little brain.
I am trying to bring
I am in space. Your account.
Go ahead and request back in.
You guys sound good now.
Okay. Well, it's an improvement from last time.
Can people hear me out there? I want to know that guys can hear me.
Nobody can hear you right now.
No, I think
no escalators. Go ahead with your thoughts while I hit him.
Yeah, no, you're both sounding clear.
Okay, fair enough. Good morning. How are things back east? And he muted himself.
So I think when he mutes himself, if he's dialed into your thing, it also mutes you, which might explain the large gaps in sound I'm hearing.
That might explain it. So we'll sort him out. Anyway, what were your thoughts on that incredibly emotional evening?
We're going to go undefeated the rest of the season.
I don't know if we are, but I can see it from here. That's as tough of what I need somebody to check this. I believe UConn tonight was the first team at Kansas under Bill Self, which is 22 years, to be a favorite at Allen Fieldhouse and win.
I think it's the second.
Okay. Well, it's rare company.
It's either the second or the first. You were texting me about this earlier, so I'll defer to you, but I thought there was one that pulled it off.
Yeah, but just an incredible effort. I'm trying not to get any sort of feedback now because, of course, I got Hotballs, so we're going to get feedback.
Can you hear me okay in here? Am I coming through loud and clear?
You're good now. When Hurley Mania said he was trying not to get feedback.
It's like the great and powerful Oz.
I just moved like 10 feet away from him to try.
Yeah, he's over in the corner. Fuck him. He's all the way over there. Can everybody hear me okay? I just need a thumbs up. I need self-assurance.
Is this any better?
I think everybody else from here can hear me. I don't need a thumbs up from you fucking ding dongs. I need a thumbs up from the peanut gallery.
Now you're coming okay. The first 4 times you asked for a thumbs up, it echoed tremendously.
Thank you.
I don't know. I can barely hear no escalators in this.
You're coming through fine now.
Just gonna talk.
As is the bar.
I think we're good. We're as good as this is going to get. I'll just level with you.
Look, if anybody's up till 2 in the morning to listen to this shit, then they can deal with sounding like you're in the Grand Canyon.
I'm going to use that as our billing at the top. Thank you for that. Yeah, they get down 8 in the first half, but the game never really gets away from them. They're hanging in there. That building is something else, man. Like, I'd heard about it from everyone else who came 2 years ago, but it's wild how loud that building gets. And in the first half, they get really discombobulated on offense, like really, really discombobulated on offense. But the game never gets more than 8 points away from them. And at halftime, well, they're going down 4, and it ends, or they're going down 5, and it ends up they're down 4 because they blatantly score a 3 by Solo. And I actually felt kind of great at halftime, no escalators, in a weird way. I don't know if that was your vibe on it.
I was as angry as I've ever been at a UConn basketball game when they went into the half.
Okay, that's different. That's fair. Yeah, the last 40 seconds were very badly managed.
Look, I'm willing to let bygones be bygones, and I don't need to revisit what happened at the end of the first half, but it was as boneheaded. Look, the environment was crazy. It was tough, but it was the end was frustrating. You know, when Rybo went out with 2 fouls, the last 5 minutes were extremely tough. And then, look, the second half was great. How about we stay there?
Yeah, we should go there. They make so many defensive adjustments at halftime. It's amazing they could do all that in 15 minutes. In the second half, Kansas makes 2 field goals in the first 16 minutes, and UConn just completely shuts the water off on KU. It was an incredible defensive performance from a team that is not exactly known for them. I thought that was just all-time defensive stuff in that environment to do it. And elephants in the room, no Darren Peterson, but also no Terrace Reed. And Eric Ryba to just hold the fort down low. I couldn't believe Kansas didn't just give I can't believe they didn't just give the ball to Flory Badunga every single trip. I thought that was interesting. But Eric was just incredible defensively, as was Alex Caravan. I thought the two of them in the post were miles enough.
They were crazy, and I don't know what happened with the rebounding because, at one point I was like, you could throw out a cardboard cutout of Terrace Reed and the rebounding would be better than it is right now. And then Kansas did not get a rebound in the second half. The fact that you I think, out-rebounded them in the game is stunning, and I don't even know how you adjust for that. You can't make guys taller and grow their arms at halftime, but unbelievable stuff.
Yeah, they out-rebound Kansas 25-10 in the second half, which is completely insane. Given the way this thing was going at the half, they were getting out-rebounded 22-13. Points in the paint in the first half were 14-12 Kansas. I thought UConn did okay in the paint, but it was just also KU in the first half was decent from 3. Not great, but they were pretty much even with UConn. And in the second half, that completely changed. In the second half, Kansas goes 1 for 7 from 3. It felt like UConn was better from 3 than they were in the second half. They were only 3 for 12, but all 3 of them felt like they were 6-point plays. They got a bit of a cushion, and they were able to, unlike 2 years ago, they kind of worked their way through the problem. It got down to 1, but their defense intensity was just really there, especially in the paint. I'm just really, really incredibly proud of them.
Look, it was super impressive doing it without Terrace, having Eric play the way he did, having Alex and play the way he did. It was great. And the person who I don't think his name has been mentioned yet, but is a 100% 5-star gold-plated stud is Braylon Mullins, who was unbelievable. Took a couple minutes to get going, but there was a sequence in the first half where he got a steal, passed it off, somebody missed a layup, I forget who, and he got the putback and then came back and got a 3 like 10 seconds after that. And then from there it was just I think 17 points in 23 minutes maybe. And to come in and have your first 2 games be MSG and at Kansas, what he's going to look like fully operational in January and February against the pillows in the Big East. It's I don't know if you saw what Marquette did today, but
we were aware. It's a way to get the win, guys. Yeah, and he played the third most minutes in the second half. We knew this was the first game where the kind of shackles were off, And what a spot for it. But he was sensational. He was 6 of 12 from the field, 3 of 9 from 3. His first 3 of the first half was an experience. Didn't expect the side bank, but we'll take it. I was actually a big 3 because it was a time when UConn couldn't hit anything. And at least as bad as it looked, it got, kept them in the fight. And the second half, he was unreal. And to hit the free throws late to ice it, which I believe are his first 2 free throws in college.
Those were his first in college.
Which is, in that building, to have to do that with 9 seconds left in a 3-point game is, he's got the toughness. He wanted the spot and he really embraced it. And I'm so excited now to have him fully integrated into this. That he was unreal, and
yeah,
he really didn't have anything for him.
I assume he's got to be starting by Florida.
Yeah, and I don't want to be negative, but there were a couple of players tonight whose spot he could take, I think. But yeah, he was. I've turned my mic up.
No, you sound good.
Okay. So, Escalator says I sound good, which is something he hates to say, and everybody here is like, I can't hear you, so we're working.
Yeah, well, I'm the one listening through the mic, and they're the people hearing you live, so.
Fair. Well,
in a bar and inebriated, probably.
I'm not. I've only had one, so I can't speak for everybody else here. Yeah, no, Braylon was awesome. I thought, what were your? Malachi Smith had an interesting night.
Yeah, look, I'm not. So, I don't care. I don't care about
correct.
anything that went bad in that environment, which is crazy. The thing that this will be the thing I hamper on because it turned out I was somewhat right about it, and so I'd like to bang it into the ground. Is that in the first half they're not playing in front of the bench, and you posted the picture of the signs that they had for the offense. They had college football style placards, more than 100 of them.
They had so many,
and they're trying to call an offense, and it was difficult. And then in the second half, they're in front of the coaches, which seems helpful, and it looked great. And Kansas looked like a disaster, and I don't think there's a debate anymore between who is the better in-game basketball coach between Bill Self and Dan Hurley, because it did not look close.
And I appreciate you reminding everybody on the internet of that. Thank you. When they were putting we're outside Allen Fieldhouse postgame waiting for the team, and they're putting signs in the bus, and they just keep bringing out signs. They had like 150 play cards.
Like, how could you even? Here's my question about it. Like, I get that the playbook is complex, and you want to signal what you want to signal. In what world is like Dan Hurley calling for like play card 84 and getting it in time to hold it up for someone to see it?
Yeah,
maybe they had a system, but
we were like wondering, is it Luke Murray on the side just thumbing through it like it's a Rolodex? Like, what makes you decide, yes, get this one, hold this up? And each of them was like 4x5, by the way. These were like the people it was in the second row where they were holding them up, and the people in the third and fourth row were not thrilled. So like you would hold them up and then put them down.
Were they using them in the second half, or was it just a first half thing?
No, it was most. I didn't really.
No, they did use them a bunch. I actually was completely mesmerized by all this. They did have numberings on the back of them, and they had 2 numbers each on the back.
Yeah, but were they using them in the second half? They may have had
like a call out number for a play for the first half and a call out number for the play on the second half. So they may have reordered them coming out of whatever. But it was fucking crazy.
That's like, I'm surprised everybody didn't have like quarterback armbands on the court so they could look down and
the photograph that you procured of the number of signs under the bus was about half of the signs that they actually ended up putting under the bus. Like, there was a whole bay of their bus that was basically football placards to call it out. I mean, I remember coming here 2 years ago, and we were out, ironically, near the bus after the game, and one of the players came up and was just basically like, the first 15 minutes of the game, we basically couldn't communicate. And they had kind of anticipated that a little bit, and they sort of had some hand gestures, some other things that they had tried to come up with. And it's impossible to communicate in that kind of noise. Like, it's one thing to watch it on TV, like experiencing that level of noise in real time. And just, I've said it before on this show, the acoustics of that building are wild. And the sound comes at you almost like a typhoon. Like, I think one of the crazier things tonight was, how the game would kind of go from their fans being a little quiet. And then when the noise would just rush in, it's like all consuming. I can't really explain it. So them anticipating that, having the football placards, they used it throughout the first half, most of the second half. They used it they stopped using it, I think, I see them using it as much from probably right around 12 minutes up to about 5. But then when it got hairy again, they went right back to it.
I may or may not
They used
have.
half of them. There's no way they could have.
I may or may not have heard an estimated number that was more than 130 that were created.
That checks out.
Yeah, so they had were some that were like they're almost like long, like political lawn sign material, and they had others that you could tell they like just sent some poor grad assistant down to like the print shop and were like, "Hey, we just came up with these. Go do those." That were like long, laminated sheets of paper. So there's wild. I mean, they filled an entire bay in a fucking coach bus with these placards.
I love that they took them back. I would have just left them on the sideline.
No, we decided.
This was a deep court. We had a discussion about this after the game. We're like, what do we bring these back for? What is the value of bringing all of these placards back? Maybe they're going to go in a museum. I don't know. But there was one poor graduate assistant that kept hauling stacks of placards after stacks of placards from the locker room to the bus. He probably made 4 or 5 runs.
Yeah, it was at least 5, and it's what it takes in that building. I'm telling you, the difference between Kansas will have the ball, and it is terrifyingly silent. Like, you can hear everything on the court. Pin drop. And then they'll make a basket, and the place goes to 120. I've never been in a building like it. It's Dan Hurley's a champion for his neurotic nature that he took 2 years ago. What happened? And he's like, what's the craziest way we can combat this? And it's just grad assistants holding up college football play cards for 2 hours.
I posted a video. The fucking national championship banners were vibrating, like blowing around. There's no wind behind those windows. It's not like a draft. This is not a draft. This is not people jumping around. Like, this is people just fucking yelling, like literally vibrating.
Like the wind from the students jumping up and down.
It was crazy. But you can like feel it. It's like there's times in there where it reminds me a lot of like I remember a bunch of years ago with our team, we got to go to an Air Force base, and they brought us out. They brought us out to like the red line to kind of show off, and they were like flying the jets over our guys on the red line. But like that noise that you feel like on an afterburner, where it's not like you're hearing the sound in your ear, it's like you're feeling your left ventricle quiver a little bit. Like there's like a physical sensation to it. Like that noise level is just so crazy, man. I mean, that building, you've just got to find alternate ways to communicate. And the fact they did what they did was so funny.
No, but it's funny. It's funny that you brought that up. So right before tip-off, they put up a decibel meter. And the highest number that I saw was 126.7. 120 is like the sound of a thunderclap directly above you. 130 is the sound of a military jet plane taking off right next to you. So it's funny you mentioned that, because it legitimately was that loud. And it's the really like nerdy part about it is that it's essentially all the architecture. If you've never been to Allen Fieldhouse before, The entire bleachers are metal. The floor is metal. The bleachers that you sit on are metal. There are only like maybe in a building of 15,000, there are maybe 2,000 chair backs.
Yeah.
The rest are metal girders going up to the top and only a little bit of concrete on the back and wood on the roof. Everything is metal.
Yeah.
The entire building is made of metal and it reflects sound so immaculately that it's impossible to get anything off there. It's stunning how beautifully designed it is for sound.
And
So
and
you're
they've got a
saying we're
section.
soft for adding cup holders and padded seats? Is that what I'm hearing?
All I'm saying
There's not a lot of cup holders and padded
all
seats
I'm
at Fog
saying
Alley
is
Fieldhouse. I'm just going to say that
that
right off the
that
bat.
Dave needs to rip the seats out and put in the bleacher back because it's a tiny arena. It's a tiny space, and they still managed to put in 15,300 people in there. It's stunning. I don't think I've ever been more blown away by the architecture of a place than I was by Allen Fieldhouse. It's an absolutely beautiful venue.
It also helps that 40% of the entire building is student section, and there's one at each end.
But yeah, big case for putting students in as many places as you possibly can. Certainly helps the atmosphere. Wild.
By the way, just to
You know what else was cool about it?
go ahead.
That Kansas lost there tonight.
Yeah, that was my favorite part that they lost. That I enjoyed that. They have boots on the ground to confirm that. Yes, we do. They were a little upset with the UConn fans with about 8 minutes to go. One of them sitting next to me, having had a couple of beverages, who deserved to be thrown out.
I was fine. Bill of Rights.
We were citing prior precedent on restraint to the staffers there, but we managed not to. I want to shout out Stephen Middleton. I tweeted him, an incredible guy in KU guest relations who came over and put out a rapidly escalating forest fire.
I'm gonna be real honest with you, Dave. Look, if you're gonna like fire at me, I'm firing back at you. I saw birds. I doubled birds at them. Whatever. Some jabroni behind me decided to also chirp, and I decided, no man, I'll tell you what your size is. That man cannot fit in the top of an airplane. So you know what? I'm not here for a good time. I'm here for a Huskies win. We won. I'm still here. Fuck them.
That was beautiful. Yeah, Mike tomorrow's gonna be really mad about that.
He has to write some ECC fucking. Oh, New London High School beat East Line 2-3. Who cares? I don't care.
So as I attempt to drag this train back onto the tracks,
Nostradamus had an enjoyable experience in Kansas, everybody.
Yeah. So Posty was a little into it, and the KU fans were not. They're great, but the minute the F word came out,
these people were very, very upset by gestures that us in the Big East Conference as a culture and a civilization would deem, an
adjective,
socially acceptable. A slight agitation, maybe, but they did not. They were not excited by rude gestures at all. They were very upset. It was pretty funny.
They're extremely nice, but they would last the under 16 of the Thursday quarterfinal thing.
I don't think there's a chance that they would, to be honest with you. Like, that was crazy. And I mean, people were
furious.
I mean, Postradamus just threw two middle fingers up. And I thought there was a 15% chance we were going to get killed.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't just coming from like one direction. It was
like
it was like being in a Venus flytrap of idiocy and softness. And then they tried to get him kicked out, and that didn't work. And then the security came to our assistance.
Yeah, Stephen Middleton at KU
with the most virginal wonderful, nicest,
Incredible
milk
guy.
drinking man from the Midwest that you've ever met in your life, and we were going to put this man over so hard in the next couple of days.
This ended with us
There's a
on the
whole
floor.
other ass story behind this that we'll get into later, but comes up to Postradamus of all people, and it's like, do you feel safe? Nobody else. I thought it was me because I was grabbing my balls and like looking at guys straight in the eyes and pointing at them. And so I was like, oh, maybe it's me. Well, I'm just going to stealth it out here. And it wasn't. But that's a whole other thing. We beat Kansas in Kansas, by the way. We won the game. We won the basketball
we
game.
Did. We did.
And they cannot take it away from them or us.
Yeah, I'm not going to say it's the biggest regular season win they've ever had, but like
no, this is a legitimate conversation I actually want to have because it's got to be top. I think beating Kansas in Kansas in any given year, probably the toughest road win you can get, right? Like I'm trying to think of a comparable. It's hard to, but I mean, I think there's like some historical, like obviously Georgetown in '90 is one that's totally in the conversation. It's like
Georgetown in '90, St. John's in '90.
Yeah.
Yep. Villanova in 06. There's a couple others, but it's like this is gonna be top 10 at least.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
they don't lose in that building. I mean, they did last year quite a bit, but they don't lose in that building.
So sorry, the last time they lost a non-conference game was 2018 to Bobby Hurley's Arizona State.
My goodness.
That is the last time they lost a non-conference game.
Dan mindlessly chasing Bobby Hurley's accomplishments and achievements. Maui, fog, or otherwise.
I honestly think it's a little bit of a wash. It is hurt a bit by the fact that there was no Peterson and no Reed. It would have been great to see both sides at full strength. The Kansas fans are much more mad about that than we are, not surprisingly, but there's like a AI generated image of Peterson doing a crossover that turns into bags of money that he runs off the court with. The Kansas fans have been posting tonight, so they're not pleased. But look, this has to be like you could come up with a list, but a couple of them are going to be in 1990, and then like there's not a lot of regular season games.
It's the best one Dan's got by a lot.
Because you can't give him the Villanova game in 2022 because he didn't coach that game. Well, he coached a part of it. Wasn't around for the rest of it.
Are we just doing regular season or regular season road?
I'll do regular season full out.
Look, you'd have Maui, Gonzaga in 06. You'd have Villanova in 06.
Kentucky in 11. Maui, I guess.
Yeah, like
our 11 Maui run, I guess.
There's a few up there, but you're going to get short on the list.
I think it's hard to do because like this is one on the road. You know, like it was a little different from like the Georgetown St. John's experience in '90, where like you're kind of on the come up. It's a little bit of a different experience. Whereas this legitimately, like being the man in the arena tonight, it literally felt like sacking Rome. Like the crazy thing, like we bitch about our fans going home early. As soon as Braylon Mullins got fouled, the whole place scattered like ants. Gone.
They went to the party so fast. It was hilarious.
I mean, granted, you're going anywhere in Kansas, it's a long drive. All right, so everybody's got their drives home, but like it was crazy to see how quick and he hadn't even sunk the free throws at that point.
Yeah.
By the way, was that his first two collegiate free throws?
They were.
Yeah.
Did you see Dan's comments about the 24 team after the game?
No, we had Spencer.
There's a
So
lot going on, which we'll get into later. But
Alex said something like during the game, I was thinking about the 24 team and I wanted to win this for those guys. And then somebody asked Dan about that, and Dan's response was, this team, that didn't pop into my mind for a second, and this team should, at this point, like, it wasn't dislike, but it's like they should be sick of hearing about the 24 team. Those guys won a consecutive national championship and hung a banner, and they should be saying, what can we do that surpasses them so that people only hear about the 26 team? Which I think would be a one-loss regular season, by the way.
I'm willing to discuss it at this
it's
point.
got a chance. Like I think that's not a crazy thing to say. It'll be a 2-loss regular season because we will drop the road game to Seton Hall. But we'll get that when it comes.
I'll get to that in 1 second. But that was interesting to me that Alex thought that way, and Dan was like, "Hey, we should just focus on what we're going to do in terms of surpassing it." But it does sort of say something about the specialness of winning there. So in terms of the rest of the season, I looked it up on KenPom after this game. There are only, and look, it's college basketball, weird stuff happens. There are only 4 games where UConn is less than a 70% chance to win at KenPom the rest of the schedule. Would you care to guess what they are?
I would probably guess. What's that? St. John's on the road,
So
and then I would probably.
St. John's is 48% to win. That's the only game under 62% to win.
Under 62%, I'd probably go Florida, but
Florida is 63%.
Florida 63. St. John's might be below that at home too, but I'm not.
Nope. St. John's is above 70 at home. The only 4 below 70 are at St. John's, which is 48, at Villanova, which is 62.
Yeah. Villanova's metrics probably would be there.
Florida is 63, and the last one's the funny one. What do you think is 68% to win?
Butler.
It's Butler, baby.
Butler.
Jared Thomas.
Butler fighting Jared Thomas's.
He's got the magic touch.
He does.
No, he doesn't.
Well, okay. Thank you, Noah Escalers. I'm sorry we're so damn late. It was a long evening in many ways. But.
A lot of positive curveballs thrown in our direction today. So a lot of things you don't get necessarily a chance to experience. We got forget just the game. We had some pretty crazy shit that happened after the fact. So life runs in the way of duty sometimes.
All right. Well, I'll switch to listening along with what looks like maybe 14 other absolute freaks that are up.
Yes.
But you guys, I'll let you guys have your story time.
Thanks, Noah Escalers. Appreciate you, and I appreciate everyone who's struggling to listen because Elon's broken this fucking site 12 times. At least the recording will be good, even though you'll have Posty screaming in the background. I did just add Penfield as a speaker, which is interesting because I'm staring at him. Ryan?
Yeah, thank God someone went down. I just wanted you all to hear my sweet, sultry tones after tonight's game. That's all I want. I want this recorded into history.
This is the man who led the Big Red shit, and you can hear in his voice the amount that he gave for the cost tonight.
UConn, UConn.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, RFK Jr. Appreciate that. I stole that joke from somebody very helpful who was just on. We also have Mallory. Mallory, you want to speak up?
Braylon, fucking
Yeah, Hot Balls. He was unbelievable. Braylon.
It's all right. For your second college basketball game. By the way, imagine your first 2 free throws in college are that.
Yeah, we're up 3 at Allen Fieldhouse with
A lot of
7
life
seconds to go.
experiences for the freshmen tonight, by the way.
Oh,
Should we?
go
First
ahead.
of all, Herr Reiba got yelled at a lot tonight
He did.
by many people, not just the Kansas fans, but also UConn fans. Candid moments in the side, in the hallway, out at the bus. Herr Reiba just spent a lot of time. His mother is like, she's like a skyscraper. The two of them are like,
Yeah.
that's the most enormous German couple I've ever seen in my life. His parents.
Yeah, you see the rabbits, you go, okay, I see how this happened. This checks out.
Yeah,
So-
oh no, totally. I was like, wow, they got to be disappointed with the height.
Well, listen, it worked out. The job he had to do inside with Flory, man. And Alex, I want to give Alex a ton of credit too because UConn's shorthanded as hell because of the terrorist thing.
Yeah.
And in the first 10 minutes, it looks like this is going to be a problem. And it keeps looking like a problem. And I penny dropped with me. I said just go small, but they didn't. We talk about Noah Scruggs. I have no idea how in the second half they suddenly become an incredible interior defensive team. Did Flory get tired? I don't. Jaden, you have thoughts? Jaden's coming over.
Reading some Lawrence, Kansas, and yeah, let me tell you. First, UConn is still undefeated when I travel outside the Northeast to cover the Huskies. So I'm not claiming this victory, but I will even intermediate past 8-2 Caravan run in the second half, a personal 7-0. When he made the three to cut it to 44-41, I sensed that he needed it. When he cut it to 1, I figured UConn would hold on. It would take the lead and hold on to win. That's exactly what happened. How about Eric Reiba, though? 12-8 on a night where Badunga goes for a double-double, and it was a quiet double-double in the second half because UConn was plus 15 on the glass. But for Reiba to hold his own 31 minutes, manages his foul trouble, that was the biggest key. That was the biggest key.
So, sorry, I'm taking the mic. Hotball's had a theory that they just misscored a Reiba foul, and obviously we have no idea on this, but it looked like he had 4. You're still on mute. You're still on mute. This is such high-end production. This is fabulous.
There we go. Sorry, my mute button was acting really weird. So he came into the second half with 2 fouls. Right around we talked about it in our section ad nausea for the entirety of halftime. Like, he's got to get the under 12, under 3 fouls. And I felt like he picked up his 3rd foul right around the 15-minute mark. And they pulled him. And then the scores table sent him back in. And on the scoreboard, they only had him at 2 fouls. And then made another foul. And I was like, son of a bitch, there's 4 fouls. I looked up at the scoreboard. And I could have missed it in the arena, but I didn't. I don't think I did. I was like very much fixated on it. And I think he legitimately might have been gifted an extra foul tonight.
Yeah, so Eric's only second half foul came with 6.5 minutes to go.
Since 6.5 minutes, I felt like they might have announced it at 15.
There was one weird moment in the game where it looked like that either Reiba or Mullins got a foul. I thought it was Reiba.
So another player talking about where the guy drove.
Yes. Yeah.
I think it might have been Caravan and Eric went
Alex
to challenge it.
Alex
and then Braylon came over the grab ass foul there. So no, I caught that one. I want to go back and look at it.
You had a great line post game. How many times are you going to rewatch this game?
1 billion.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot.
1 billion. I can't wait to go watch it on TV when I get home. Like, being there live, I can't even explain it. You get to have a lot of really crazy college basketball experiences in your life, and I'm shameless. I spend way too much shit. I spend way too much money and other bullshit on this godforsaken team to have these crazy experiences, and that's probably a top 5 college basketball experience I've ever had in my life. That was
Easily.
just an insane thing to experience live. I don't know how it came across on TV, but I'm eager to see it. But like just in person, being like in the thick of it and the craziness of it for the UConn fans that were here. Because when we came in 23, 24, we came in 23, like there was I mean, you could have made a case 10 to 15% of the fans in the arena were UConn fans. That was not the case
No.
tonight. It was
Single digits.
probably, I mean, I think you could have counted 75 UConn fans in the whole place. 75 to 100.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was
most of those
easily
were
like
player
1,500 to 2,000 the last time around, where you could audibly hear a lot of crazy shit. Tonight, that was like, it was not anywhere near as big of a gathering as
But
it was 2 years
it's
ago.
important to note the 75 were really obnoxious. Like, really,
Disgraceful.
were really bad. And just waiting for it because it was, they, as much as KU like had extended, they never really ran away from it. And it felt like eventually KU, they shot hot early from three, and UConn was not hot from three. But I'll give him credit. Solo had a wild game. Solo scored their first 7 points, and I didn't think he was playing well. And then he continued to play worse and then stopped scoring and then rescued it kind of in the second half a little bit. He ends up finishing the game 3 for 7 from three, which for Solo is one of his best 3-point shooting games of the year.
Yep.
The whole team decided, let's shoot from the fucking Jayhawk, which I didn't love. But Alex gets going when he cans an extremely long three. Well, he took 4 of them. But it got him going.
I just felt like we got the kind of entire experience with a lot of these players tonight. Like, Malachi had some, like, like, some moments where, like, he just looked like I mean, forget bad. I'm talking helpless. And then, I mean, there's an argument he saved the game tonight. It was play at the point for an extended period of that game. And, you know, again, I'm not trying to be negative and, like, get nitpicky. This isn't like are we suffering with Malachi? Like, can he find consistency or anything like that? That's just more of a kind of like, you know, looking at it for what it is, you know, and for him to snap out of it in that kind of an environment, grow up mature. I mean, we talk about experience in college basketball all the time. Like, there you go. You know, guy that probably turned in as dog shit of a half as you possibly could in a really hostile environment. Silas had a rough night tonight too, but was able to find a spot to pull it together and kind of lead the crew together to give them what they needed to do. And, you know, I think when it comes to a lot of the older players, and this is the difference that they make, it's just all the tread on the tire, you know, it's all the miles on the engine where, you know, you can go out and have those games where you can't figure shit out for anything, but you're just able to figure out enough to straighten yourself out to really significantly contribute. So, like, I was really proud of the bounce back from him. But I just felt like all the guys, like, we kind of got the wide ranging experience with all of them tonight. We got their best, their worst, and everything in between, and like watching it just sort of all play out in this like insane environment in Kansas in the middle of nowhere with a very close knit group of people, and watching that live in real time was that was a pretty cool thing.
I know why you're laughing.
I'm not teary-eyed at all. Dude.
I know why you're laughing about seeing the gamut Dwayne in the first half.
Dwayne Caroma grabbed whatever reins there were on the horse. There may have been a saddle. There may have not have been a saddle. If he hopped in the saddle, there was no stirrups. You know, maybe there wasn't a saddle on the horse at all. I don't know. He gave everybody what he had.
Yes, he did.
He did whatever he could muster in a situation like that. It's hard to find guys that, you know, are like third string centers. And by the way, and I think everybody in this room will agree because they watched the live reactions of players when they got on the bus tonight. I don't think anybody was more jacked up to win this game tonight than Dwayne Chroma.
Oh, nobody. Oh, he was so excited.
Who was very happy with his ability to hang on for God
Dear
knows dear
fucking
life.
Dear
All
fucking
night
life.
against an outstanding big, by the way.
I told you about Florida. My biggest surprise was that there wasn't a ride the three situation, but like it never really presented itself. They're so good. Kansas, without Peterson's a huge thing, they're exceptional defensively. Like tonight was a game out of 2011 defensive line.
We didn't run a really smooth play until about 17, 18 minutes in the second half.
Not a one. UConn finished in the first half. UConn was under a point per possession. In the second half, they were over a point per possession. I mean, there you go. Second half, they brought out play cards 78 through 140, and they were all winners. And everybody was great. Interesting tonight, they really didn't get. I didn't think they got a lot out of Jaden or Jalen. Offensively, I mean, defensively, the effort was incredible, so I want to give them credit, but it was not great from either of them offensively.
Offensively, no, but like, here's the thing with those two: like, they need to contribute together for an extraordinarily positive outcome in a certain aspect of the game.
Yeah.
Would love it if they could go out and combine for 20 points and 8 rebounds and give us nice stat stuffing offensive output. I will totally take the defense that Jaden Ross played, especially in the second half.
Second half, he was
his help defense. We talk about stuff that doesn't fill up the. He was the guy that they needed Ryba to stay on the fucking court tonight, and the guy that was his little buddy, his little Icarus. Was Jaden Ross tonight. Help defense on the post is incredible. He just needs to stop showtiming the fucking Can we just be honest? Like, just
never gonna happen.
Stop.
No, he's not
trying to fucking shuttle fuck a ball into the 25th row. Like, just block the ball, dude.
And he had a great night. The Alex turnover on the second possession was really funny.
It was pretty quality. Alex had some Alex moments tonight.
Yeah, he had a
not grabbing the rebound under the fucking.
Oh, you were
got me super.
You were
mad.
You were raging.
I was really upset with that. That made me mad. The
defense was great though. Like I know the offense wasn't there, but I was like, well, we don't have a center who isn't 16. So yeah.
I feel like it really, and I'm totally with no escalators thing. I was talking about this tonight. Like, it's just impossible to replicate that kind of an environment.
You can't
judge guys little intricate mistakes off of certain things that they did. This is just such a different place, profoundly different place to play than any other venue I've been in, and I did it the first time. And it was more loony bins the second time for them to try to figure it out. And it just was what it was. So, I mean, this is, for me, being the old fart in the room, this is, it's really hard to find another regular season win that stacks up against this. And just the circumstances, forget just it being, a blue blood and a blue blood on the road.
And they've never beat them.
And they've never beaten them, but also we're shorthanded.
Yeah.
No Terrace.
Yeah.
Terrace plays tonight. Could have been a little different.
They're probably at 10 at the half
to play. But we'll talk about that.
Now, but we'll get to Paris eventually. And if Peterson plays, it's usually Melvin Council Jr. had a terrible night. He was 4 for 13 from the field. He had 3 assists, 3 turnovers, and the no Peterson thing is now falling on him, and their whole offense is gone, and they need to just throw lobs to Florida because you kind of could not stop it. I couldn't believe they didn't throw lobs all second half.
Yeah.
I ended up asking Dan in the post press conference scrum because Alex had alluded to defensive switches and rotations when he was in the press conference. And so I asked Dan about what he did to to make that second half adjustment so that they played defense much better in the second half. What Dan said was something to the effect of that they made some defensive mistakes on ball screens in the first half. He said, we blew some on ball. We were supposed to go under ball screens and not let Flory roll behind us. Then they made threes and jump shots early in the game, which we didn't think was sustainable.
Yeah, I thought that was what gave me hope. Like,
exactly. They're hitting shots they don't normally hit. And then he just said in the second half, we knew we just had to pack the paint and make them shoot threes because the strength of this team with Peterson out was throwing inside to their bigs and offensive rebound. And if you look at the scoring that Kansas had in the second half, that's abundant, right? They only had, let me just double check this. They only had 23 second half points. 12 of those came from free throws. The second half free throw discrepancy was 17-4 in favor of Kansas. And even then, they only hit 12 of 17. So literally the only things that they did outside of free throws in the second half were a Bryson Tiller jumper at the 17:42 mark, a Council jumper at the 9:49 mark, the back-to-back Badunga jumper and Council 3, and then they only hit one shot for the rest of the game, which was the Jackson jumper under a minute. But the final 4:37, when that Council triple goes in at 4:37, the final 4:37, you only hit one shot from the field. You only scored that one shot from the field in the entire final 4:37. So it's an impeccable defensive switch. It's just, if there was more balance to the free throw calling, which I'm not necessarily saying that it was horrifically refereed tonight, but if there was more balance to that, then I think that the scoreline maybe is a little more heavier towards UConn than it was to Kansas, because they were only keeping in it because of their trips to the stripe.
Yeah, thank you, Jake. The thing that stood out for me with it was that it reminded me of the Illinois game a little bit, where they basically held Illinois to one guy scoring for a half of the game. And Illinois tonight, it was all at the free throw line in the second half. They just shut the water completely off. This is like the defense is like the 24 team. I don't know how they did it. I think the coach is pretty fucking good.
I think the 24 team did it with a guy that ended up being the NBA Rookie of the Year and the fucking
They had two
gangly Goofosaurus Rex at center, who's like a generational fucking guy in the middle.
The 24 team has two
team,
guys that are going to be on NBA All-Defensive teams in their career.
Yeah,
this team is full of guys who were struggling defensively last year.
100%. I think the coaching job on the defensive piece, but the in-game adjustments, like, which I always clown on, like, make your adjustments. It's a very fan talk radio speak thing. But what I thought, they've been able to do is take a bunch of guys that are very offensively minded and figure out a way to get into their brains on the defensive end of things and change things up in the way and manner in which they're going about them in game. And I think it's a really tough thing to do. And it's a really tough thing to do. I mean, the number of plays they broke up.
We were talking about this in the first half. Second half, go ahead.
The first half, they made a lot of really tough shots.
Yeah.
But they also missed a lot of shots they should have buried.
Yeah.
That if we had gotten those looks, like, absolutely would have fucking buried. So it all came out in the wash, right?
Right.
So you look at it and you're like, no, I don't know. The second half,
it blew everything up.
To tighten the screws that way and blow that many plays up that dramatically was wow.
And that's where, like, I know Silas didn't have a great night, but like Silas and Jaden were crucial. I can't remember seeing that big of a dichotomy in terms of, not that Kansas's offense looked great in the first half, but like the second half, they couldn't run a single clean set.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And in the second half, by the way, we started to see the Bill Self Kansas whistle, where fouls are like, 5-0, about 10 minutes in. I'm not really worried about the foul trouble. I'm just noting it. I kind of expect that at some point. And we said this of all the games for the hand checking.
For the love of all that is holy, we've talked about hand checking, holding, and teams just hanging on us offensively on our sets.
And what's the place where they first started calling it? Not Bryant.
Nope, not Seton Hall.
Not Seton Hall.
Not Marquette.
At Allen.
Not East Texas Fog Allen Fieldhouse.
They called all of it in the second half. Eventually,
all of it.
They started calling it. I couldn't believe it. I was dog with two dicks happy. I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is the place they're going to call it. Tremendous. UConn in the second half.
The rebounding turnaround was the thing that just blew me away the most from the first half to the second half. They got rinsed on the boards in the first half. The second half was the same thing the other way. The rebound was substantial.
I mean, to go 25-10 in the second half, missing your starting center is nuts. And especially when they have a center who they can't stop at anything, and who I'm very high, as you can tell, I've been very high on Florida Badunga, and the lack of Terrace was a concern coming in. That's the thing tonight. Like, they did this without Terrace in a place where nobody wins. A few teams won there last year, but, like, no Peterson, huge, but, like, that's why we keep saying it all the time. Pop Bells, I'm going to put you on the spot. I do appreciate folks have chimed in. They've been doing so on the Martin Russell's Wiener Weinerline. Thanks to the folks at Martin Russell's in New Britain, Connecticut for sponsoring. Thanks to Store Central as well. I apologize if this sounds like crap. We are doing what we can. But if anybody else would like to request in, feel free to request.
This is like the latest Wiener Weinerline we've ever done. It's 3:40, 2:46 in the morning on the East Coast. Might have been later when we won the national championship. There's a chance.
He's trying to get the ad read. We want to take care of our folks at Martin Russell's. They've been so kind to us, so helpful.
Folks, it's time to get to the meat of tonight's show, and by that we mean the Martin Russell's Wiener Weinerline. We're going to be taking calls and check-ins for the next hour.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. The number of people watching him do this read live is really great.
Postradamus has no idea where he is right now.
I mean, Posty is the least of my concerns.
The last thing you need is more wine, dude.
No wine.
You're good.
Please, no wine.
No more wine. Just exist. Be an ethereal, secondary being, spiritually and otherwise. I'm gonna have to tie him up outside. Just let him bark.
Leave him
at the Kansas.
But we've said we wouldn't do that. I'm modifying the ad read so it's not me.
I like that. Yeah.
Really thinking on our feet here at 3:45 in the morning Eastern.
Yeah, we would do a lot more for Martin Russell's if we didn't have a very drunk Postradamus running around their store.
Oh, good. He's yelling. This helps. That helps. That's good.
There's a cast of characters, people here at the O-Reed Hotel.
There's somebody new. Some
guy just showed up in a UConn jacket, and he doesn't even know what is happening right now.
This is an incredible vibe.
Forget the Transformers. Like, imagine like a GoBots version of a very drunk UConn fan that just walked into This could be bad. Okay.
Anyway, if anybody wants to request it, I know it's super late. Feel free. We're very on live. Would you have any? What's your name? We're very good.
Tell everyone 15% off tomorrow.
15% off Fine Fettle if you say Basil Nuts.
The Fettle Fine.
The folks
What's up?
at Fine Fettle, who we are working on the deal with.
What's up, man?
How we doing?
So there we go.
Fine.
We're doing wheat deals for the Kansas Swim, ladies and gentlemen.
You can. I got to tell my team. I got to tell them, but they'll find out. 15% off Basil Nuts tomorrow.
50% off Basil Nuts.
There's peace in the tertiary UConn Twitter Middle East between Fine Fettle and Basil.
Is that 8 locations in Connecticut?
9.
9 locations throughout the state of Connecticut.
I got it. Look, I'm literally on the Slack.
Yeah. Wild Elbows consumer Mal would like to know more about these offers.
Yeah, I'm very excited about this.
It's wild because this is the most off the rails space we've done, but I'm fine with it. Also, because I think only the two of us can hear it from what I'm being told by people. I'm really banking on this record, making this make a lot more sense to everybody. We have some folks in the room who I can go to and put on the spot that are not post-Stradamus. I'm not fucking doing that. Vicky, can I put you on the spot a little bit? Vicky, just a little bit. What were your thoughts of Allen Fieldhouse?
I am so happy that I came. And the Stephen, I forgot what his last name is.
So we have to talk about Steve Middleton at Kansas. You're the last person we're letting talk is you posting about yourself right now. You came so close to throwing all of us out of that building. So close. And you solely were responsible. It's not a lie. You need to go to church tomorrow and it's a Wednesday. So Stephen Middleton, I bring up his name a lot. So he's the guy that came over and kind of quashed down whatever the beef was when things were going sideways about 8 minutes to go in the game. And then post game, and he's like with guest relations at KU, he takes us on a tour of Allen Fieldhouse. We end up on the floor as the students are cleaning Allen Fieldhouse at 11:30 p.m. local. And he takes us over to the rules of basketball, which hot balls wanted to steal because they're Springfields, but whatever. And he's just a wonderful human being. And as we're getting ready to leave, Stephen Middleton pulls a piece of wood out of his jacket that is painted purple. It is an extra piece of the 2022 Final Four floor that they have extras of that he gave to us as a gift. This was the guy that came over and tried to not throw us out of the building, gives us a tour of the building, lets us go on the floor at Allen Fieldhouse, takes pictures of all of us at Allen Fieldhouse, and gives us a piece of the Final Four floor. Are you freaking kidding me? This guy should be knighted, and we don't even believe in the monarchy in this country. Just a wonderful, wonderful human being, and he talked about how it was just, he knows it's a once-in-a-lifetime for us and for a lot of people, and he loves KU basketball so much. That's why he works in administration. Those are the people that make this fucking sport, because there's people like that, yes, at UConn and even at Duke. Nobody's perfect. But at Kansas that know how important that building is for the sport and what it means to them and wants it to be a once-in-a-lifetime experience, which it was for all of us, because, spoiler alert, I'm never coming back. I'm not topping that. I mean, I love it. The building's amazing, but he was just so kind to not throw Posty out when he deserved it. And just a wonderful human being that gave us an incredible experience of a lifetime to go on the floor at Allen Fieldhouse. Why we were late, we had to walk across this campus, which is as hilly as I was told. I'll go around here just to. We didn't talk a lot about the game. It was a great game, big win, but like, I'll go to Jake here because he's not Posty. Just the experience of that building.
It legitimately. It's hard to put it. It's hard to put into words how beautiful that building is. Like I went on about the architecture, and I think that legitimately is one of the beautiful parts about that arena is that it's built to be loud. The thing that I took away the most, because I got in early because I was working this game. The thing that really got to me is that of like the 15,000 or so seats, only 2,000 or so are chairbacks, and none of them are in the lower bowl. They're all in the second bowl. So it is really crammed, really packed, because the footprint of the arena is relatively small. It's not that tall. It fits maybe about 1,000 or so less than the Hartford Civic Center, and it's nowhere near as tall. It's nowhere near as tall as the Hartford Civic Center, but it fits about 1,000 people less, and that's because they don't have seat backs. It's all bleachers, and it's all packed. It sends what I think is the purest message in sports. You are not here to relax. You are not here to have a good time. You are here to experience basketball in its most pure form that you could possibly distill. And it makes for an atmosphere I think you will never find anywhere else. That building, I think the only place that I've ever been that's as loud, not louder, as loud as that building is Thursday at the Big East tournament. Like, that's it. That's really the only thing that I can compare it to. Because all love to Gamble, that Arizona game is maybe the loudest I've ever heard Gamble for a men's game, and that's quieter compared to Allen Fieldhouse. There's no game I've ever been to at the Carrier Dome that is louder than this arena. Even with legitimately, I was there for both of the games where they broke the record, and it was louder there tonight than that because of all of the dead space at the back. It is a beautiful arena. If you have the chance, go to it. I'm never coming back, but that's out of respect for the arena, right? I came and I saw my win, and I'm going to hold on to that forever. And this is a place that I'm going to always have deep love and appreciation for, even if I never come back.
And we got Jane Dale here. Jane, I mean, you've seen a lot of arenas. Some of them my favorite sickos, some of them tonight. And I think for you tonight had to be super special because, like, you've been to a billion things, but, like, it's your first game.
It was, and this is coming on the heels of me being at the Palestra on Sunday. So I get a Palestra Allen Fieldhouse back to back.
Where are you going tomorrow night? Where are you going?
Well, assuming my flight back got delayed, so Hofstra Columbia might be off the table.
I think Hofstra's got some electricity to it. I think you're really understating that.
Yeah, it's at Columbia. But coming off the Palestra Sunday and then being here with old school wooden chairbacks, and Pearlie, you're a basketball purist just like me. You appreciate the game for what it is. This is instantly a top 2 or 3 venue for me. I don't know if it passes the Palestra, but I think it passes Rose Hill, and I have so much love for that place from all the Fordham games I saw when there were 1,000 people there.
It passes them. Sorry, it passes them both for me, but also I think it's like an unfair fight, right? Like, I love Rose Hill and the Palestra, when I went to the Palestra, I went to Penn Princeton, so I saw the best you could see. It's not 16,000 people, and those are great, but this is like that. But let's put the elite of the elite in there. And the thing about the building is and this dovetails to UConn with what they're going to announce tomorrow, with $99 million going into Gamble Pavilion. They have put a tremendous amount of money into Allen Fieldhouse and the premium seating, and you don't notice any of it.
Not a bit. And you know what you don't see a lot of? Don't see a lot of loge boxes.
No suites.
You don't see a lot of, like, the usual hospitality horse shit there.
There is nowhere that has comfy seats in that building. Not one. We walked around it 4 times.
I think the push is the authenticity of it. And I know you guys got into Steven after the fact. I just want to give that guy a huge shout out. I know I'm coming back to the beginning of what we were trying to talk about right now, but what an incredible experience.
Yeah.
So to anybody that doesn't kind of know the little bit of the backstory, we left the arena. This was a guy that he intervened a little bit when everything got
posted what he did.
Yeah,
said, "Are you okay?"
He was the guy that was like looking after very, very a lot of caretaker-ish attitude towards taking care of that situation. We're outside, sending the players off, saying hi to everybody because this is like just a colossal program win. And he just comes waddling out of the fucking field house and it's like, hey, would you guys like to come back into the arena and just check the place out? You got a chance to go see, and that's a big thing for me. I know this is, I don't want to get too sentimental and ruin my street cred here, but to see the actual rules of basketball, which I kind of passed through the last time I was here, because there's a human fucking mob pit, and took everybody up there and Gave everybody the dog and pony. Didn't need to do that. Prompted, unprompted. And then a bunch of us got to go and, hang out down on the field. See the entirety of that place with nobody else in it. They're cleaning it up. And the dude
It was
literally
like
walked us.
really special.
Yeah, like the reason we're so late doing this space is, and I know it gets frustrating for people that really want to consume our shit, but we talk about this a lot here, like we're a fans first kind of thing, and we are fans first. And like when I get the opportunity to have a life experience like that, I'm sorry guys, you're gonna have to sit for a little bit. And the opportunity to go back into that arena and be in there and just experience the totality of it, not just with people in it,
but when it's empty.
But when it's empty.
And it was like.
And you really get to appreciate like the nooks and crannies of it and the people here that care so much about the program. It's even talked a lot about, not a story on like a lot of people, that call into our spaces or interact with what we do, have become friends with us. Like we're all college basketball fanatics. That's what unites us around all of this. And the guy smelt it on us a mile away.
Yeah, we were pretty easy, Mark.
And for him to open up a piece of history for us, to have 35 minutes after a win, like, you got to understand for a program like Kansas, this is a tough jab to take in the face. Like
they're in it a little bit now because the Peterson thing, and they're 6-3.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. Like there's a lot of reason to be a pouty bitch about it, and some of their fans were.
Yes,
do not want to go. Let that go. But like for the purest of the souls in that, to come out and give us sort of the run of the mill and be like, yeah, man, like check it out, take it in. Like I can't believe I got to stand on that hoop.
We stood on the floor.
I'm like standing on the floor of that fucking arena and looking up, and there's nothing. There's just some people picking up garbage.
That's what made it amazing to me. Just empty.
Yeah, and I'm looking up, and there's like Danny Manning, and there's Wilt Chamberlain, and there's just like, and you're just trying to like think about,
but even like Cole Aldridge, like, which I know is funny, but like
I know, but so many guys, Rayful Friends, like these people that like, yeah, but like a Rayful Friends is a guy that like. I remember coming back from Mohawk ski area in Connecticut with my parents. And I think it was 97.
97, the free
getting our fucking faces torn off. And
that one, yes.
It might have, and it was 98 or it was 99. And Jody Ambrosio literally panic commentating into the mic going, Clint Alamine struggling to the ball over half court and blah, 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 like just totally bowled over by the whole thing. And like look at that name and like stand on that court and like be able to just soak that history in after the fact. Totally unexpected. And the gesture that those people took to welcome us in and do that's something I've never experienced with a college basketball fan base. Never mind people. Like that's something that like, just as a fat guy that like gets into this for the experiences and the adventures, and that's the beauty I think of this sport. Like to get to stand and like just to be there and just have your own little weird peaceful moment. We were all kind of milling about, like it wasn't like we were all in the forest of solitude or anything, but you could tell everybody was kind of taking their own minute to kind of digest that. Like that's a really cool experience to be able to have, and that's what I love about all this shit. Whether it's going to the Final Four and getting in fucking drunken fights with people that you grew up watching, like whether like it's the adventures that you share doing all this stupid shit, like the Legend of Postradamus in the Bill of Rights tonight. So many things. He's still going, folks. It's a disaster.
Can I ask you a question?
But yeah, go ahead.
Is beating Kansas in a weird way one of the last
achievements that UConn has made. Because we beat everyone else.
I mean, they have to beat UCLA, but nobody cares.
I
No,
didn't
you're right.
know.
It was the last It was the last one. And if we want to talk about the Blue Blood thing, and we do, like, you got to be able to fucking have a win over.
We're in the club.
That's why I'm excited about next year with them coming out east. Like, I hope it's a gamble, which I know sucks for some of you. Like, Kansas has never played in Gamble Pavilion.
Yeah.
And after tonight, by the way, with the experience we got, I can't bring those folks into the People's Bank Arena. Like, come on, man.
And the thing that was so, and you know me, I'm a fight first guy. Like, I like to go in there and just start swinging and shitting on fans. They were so enthusiastic to welcome us back in there and do that.
Yeah, to come on back in. And they were so cool about, like, even pregame. So, and Husky Slide, if you can just mute real quick. Thank you. I brought you. So pregame, the way it works at KU is to get from the visiting, both locker rooms to the floor, you have to run through the concourse. So they rope it off. And so we were all like lined up 40 minutes before pregame for the UConn guys to get them pumped up and stuff. And like the security personnel, not even the great Stephen Middleton, like everyone else, they were like, wow, there's a lot of people you guys got. They were like, have a good time. I know it's the Midwestern thing, but it's like, geez, we didn't deserve that, Grace. Jesus.
How curious were the cops tonight?
The cops were amazing.
Absolutely, just so gobsmacked.
With one exception, and he stayed out of it. When the posting thing was happening, one dude came over.
Yeah, there was one dude.
He was just
ready.
Definitely
there January 6th. He was ready to go.
There was one cop who came over who wanted to personally just drag you out of there.
Okay, so I'm going to do the whole thing.
No, it's so late. It's so possibly late. You went Husky Slide. You were with us, and you got Husky Slide, a great lawyer. The Supreme Court has roundly rejected prior restraint. Go ahead.
Is it surprising to you guys that I've never taken even a law class? I wasn't even a poli-sci degree. I was an engineering.
You did a really good job selling that, though. That was really impressive.
Yeah.
So as this posting thing's happening, Husky Slide suddenly is defending freedom of speech.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't want to get thrown out. There's 7 minutes to go, and it's like a 3-point game.
Well,
throw him out. Don't throw me.
So, we're sitting there, and he really didn't say anything that was too questionable. Maybe just a little bit.
It's amazing. They were, like I say this kind of lovely. They're really soft. I just think they weren't ready for pushback. Like, it wasn't as many people as maybe 2 years ago. I wasn't here, but I'll say this: the Kansas fans looked surprised by and this is where Penfield comes in. We're doing the UConn chant, and they're like, "Hey, wait, what?"
I think this is important. There was so many UConn fans here last time, 2 years ago. We're in this hotel right now. You could not walk into the lobby for the game, right? It was insane. And for a lot of us, I think, sorry. This is honestly, no.
Somehow it's becoming Ozempic.
But what I wanted to say was, there's a group of us that came back 2 years later, and this really feels like something special because it was the amount of UConn fans here last time was probably 10 times the amount. I honestly believe that. It was the group this year was much smaller.
Once I show up, nobody cares.
Yeah. And we didn't do this for Hurley Mania. We did it for ourselves. Okay, we're making that clear.
We did not do it for Postradamus. I want to make that abundantly fucking clear.
That wasn't my plan, but apparently I made it about him tonight.
Yeah, boy, it was really I could tell the KU fans, God bless them, they weren't ready. They're like, it's this. These aren't Midwesterners. These people are weird. And they don't serve beer in Allen Fieldhouse. They serve it in the premium areas, but you can't get a beer in Allen Fieldhouse. Okay?
Yeah, I tweeted about it. That's the fog they're just warning everyone about is beware. We don't serve the beverages that were actually, safer than water 1,000 years ago.
By the way, a water was $4. What a concept. And they let me keep the cap. It's just to its
Should have
bones, that
yeeted it.
building's everything every college basketball arena should be. It's serious, but it doesn't. It's so unpretentious when it would have every right to be. Every right to be. And it's like, nope. And the little touches, the old Jayhawk logos in every corner of the scoreboard that are painted on there. It's just, the court's beautiful. The court, like, there is a sponsor ad on there, but it's not the size of the Madison Reed ad, which I could see from Fairfield. By the way, they do this weirdly weird thing. You ready for this? They let the marching band play music all night. They don't have a wedding DJ company blaring Bruno Mars into your face. They let the marching band that has instruments play fucking music. And God forbid UConn does that.
God forbid music.
And the band is awesome.
Very good.
I'll be honest. Rock Track Jayhawk, I kind of was expecting a little more.
I actually
thought,
I'm with you. I actually thought Rock Chalk Jayhawk was the biggest disappointment.
But it was
I
still
was
cool.
like, whatever. I'm glad that's a thing. It's a great thing for them.
It's not
for everybody else.
It's
not. But the whole rest of the thing.
Yeah. First of all, UConn.
And even when it's like rocking in that, even when it's rocking in that arena, and it's not going in your general direction, it's very hard
not to have a huge
appreciation. To not be excited and be dancing along. Like their cadence is impressive.
Well, the beginning, like
I haven't been
after the national anthem or whatever, they have like a 20-minute, like just
it's a whole
after bit after bit, and like every single person in that place knows exactly what the next thing to do.
Everybody is on it. They do this wild thing. They don't just do the fight song. They put the fucking lyrics up so everyone can sing along. Everybody is swaying. These are things UConn can do. I'm not saying it'll be Allen Fieldhouse, but like little things you can do. But we got to squeeze in one more ad. Got to squeeze in. And I just hope tomorrow when they approve $99 million for Campus Pavilion, we don't do it at the cost of the soul of the building.
I would be interested to see what it all looks like and what the plans are. But wouldn't it be something if they expanded the areas underneath the high rise?
I know, that's our thing. That's still our thing.
Like, I want concession stands there so bad. I've been on the soapbox. I want the Hot Balls Memorial Hot Dog stand. That's what I want.
If Allen Fieldhouse, built in 1950, can have 2 concourses, I think Campbell can figure it out. No line for anything all night. Take the bathroom, whatever. You're going to get that. Just a wonderful, and then the game was awesome. Just a really incredible people, really special place, and one of the great regular season wins we've ever got. And now, I don't know how the hell I'm supposed to go to Gamble Pavilion Friday night for UConn East Texas A&M.
It'll be more electric.
I'll be ashamed.
Well, I'll sign off with this. If anyone needs my lawyer services on Friday, pro bono, you can't expect a lot.
Know a lot about bill rights,
I
by the
will
way.
definitely be throwing some jargon around that makes it sound like I know what I'm talking about.
You did a really good job. I bought it.
Look, if ChatGPT can make up court cases, I could do it. I could be like, you can't throw my friend Postradamus out like Ward v. McMulligan, and they're gonna be like, "What the fuck is that?" I'd be like, "You would like to know, Weather Boy? Guess what? I'm gonna make a lot of money because of it. You just gotta have some fun."
All I know is this: John Brown was born in Torrington, Connecticut. The rules of basketball were invented at Springfield College, and tonight the Northeast United States finally got back what's ours.
That's true. That's true. Well,
they did. Not only did we reclaim our rules, not only did John Brown, the son of Springfield, Massachusetts, and New England, get his revenge. We took back what is ours. I felt like I sacked freaking Rome tonight. I really felt like we plundered the castle. I haven't been that outrageously bombastic in a really, really long time.
Yeah, it's not better than Final Fours. I know that, but sorry, it's better than the Miami game. Like, can I say that? Can we be honest? It's better than beating Miami to Houston. Not as important. It's just, I've been watching games in that building my whole life, and tonight I got to go there and watch my team win there. and everybody on here listening, you got to see your team go in there.
Shout out to our compatriots, by the way, post game recappers Mike and Wayne with Kansas basketball that went very out of their way to mention everybody that was here tonight from UConn and the impact we made on the game, which, I mean, maybe we did almost cause a concession stand riot. I don't know. Been a pretty impressive muster
Burning
fight.
Kansas.
I don't know.
Sorry, bleeding Kansas. My bad.
I don't know.
So,
Buster Kansas.
Yes, I am. Thank you. It's burning Mississippi. So, UConn 61, Kansas 56. I don't know what kind of space this was, but part of why it was like, it wasn't just us walking back and the stuff post game, like processing it, man. Like that's such a win that it's never happened. You're on mute. You're on mute. You're on mute. You're on mute. This is a great soliloquy and you're on mute. I'm going to just hand you my mic to be safe. Okay.
Yeah, so just so everybody knows, like guys, there's going to be nights where we're going to do the comprehensive game breakdown. There's going to be nights where we do some shenanigans, but at the end of the day, I think for me, what makes me happy about doing this and taking the time out of our experiences to bring this to you guys is the experiences that we get to have on the ground. And yes, there's some nights where like we're going to come to you promptly after the game and it's going to be nice, needy. It's going to be nice and neat and all that. There's going to be other times where we're going to soak it in a little bit and come to you guys a little bit later and maybe leave something that might smell a little bit under your tree in the morning for you to listen to, but might be a little janky, but it's going to be what's going to be. And so I hope you guys I'll appreciate that for that. By the way, Postradamus has a piece of the Final Four court, which is insane. He's putting it in his mouth. It's weird. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, I also want to be aware of the fact that we're very fortunate to be here, and I know a lot of everybody listening wish they could be, and so that's part of why I did that. I did like a 5-minute space when we were outside by the buses trying not to die of frostbite or post-traumatic influenced issues. I want to be able to bring a little bit of that flavor to everybody back home who I know was extremely excited. So I hope we've done some of that. I know technologically this hasn't been a triumph. That's why we're going to post it to Spotify, and I am praying it sounds better. But even if it doesn't, you know it sounds great. UConn, yes. I care that it was the reaction of record. UConn 61, Kansas 56. Oh, we're gonna still sound good for E. Oh, he's texting. I'll have my be at home. So good for Florida. We're gonna sound so good. I mean, we're gonna sound beyond good. Oh, that one after an 8 p.m. Friday game in Hartford. That's gonna be fun. And then after that, we have 2 months of just dog shit. Marquette, way to go tonight. Way to get Valpo and OT. Oh God, gotta get the Q1s while you can. It is 4:17 in the morning back in Stores, Connecticut. Should we call it there? We probably should. We haven't slept in. He's still on mute and doesn't realize that this is fabulous. So Hot Balls has slept 2 hours in the last 35. I'm at 2 in the last 28. Jake Fenner's at 0. There you go. Yeah, it's not just like the drinking and the win. We were all completely loopy before the game started. I was at Bradley. Vicky was at Bradley at 3 a.m. I was at Bradley at 3:10 a.m. And by the way, when that clock hits 0 tonight, I'd do it fucking all again. It was all worth it. It was so worth it. I don't know. I feel like his liver is quivering. He says, I feel like I should give up the season tickets after today. What's the point? Let's go play Duke in the Sphere. That's just an idea. We'll see if it happens.
You never know.
We heard a very weird rumor. I'll leave it at that. But
All right, we'll talk to you guys. And we'll see you out for East Texas A&M.
Oh boy, that should be a real fucking hoot.
It's going to be very comprehensive breakdown. It's going to be very intricate about all the things that happen. But
it will be no escalators yelling about and you yelling at me about my fake tree.
Frozen on the flight and dropped into a lake in Indiana somewhere on the way back on the plane. But until then, minions, conquerors, friends, lovers. Fucking Posty, man of the night. Team MVP tonight, Postradamus. He doesn't have any idea where he is. Posty, do not do that. Stop chewing on that. But until then, guys, we'll see you on Friday night. Keep in touch with yourselves. Good night, everybody.